to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our review of
Crown Jewel.
Tony, you love your records here at these Saudi shows. I usually have a pretty good chance of taking these belts, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're off to a great start for your champion.
Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. Brock with an easy retain. So
they went for a lot of obvious kickboxing. Makes sense. Then Cain gets the takedown. Brock locks in a Kimura. Tap out. What a freaking waste. Sorry, it just was.
You also kind of got the feeling that Cain was doing a lot of kickboxing stuff that he never really got the chance to really do in UFC, and Brock finally got to know what it felt like to get the double underhooks on Cain for a change.
He did.
It did just kind of feel like both of them living out their MMA fantasies in the WWE ring. But, by the way, I'm the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, Phil KOE, and this is my indomitable broadcast partner, Tony G. Kind of a little dumbfounded by watching the waste of another great potential Latino superstar.
The amount of money that they've thrown at, say, Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury tonight alone, to waste Cain like this, I don't know. I thought they could have done a lot more, but whatever. We both knew that Brock was leaving with the title. Add Cain via DQ. I'm already down a point, so this is not going well.
Yeah, for tiebreaker, yes. But Churro, he actually liked it. He thinks, he's a Brock mark.
You're wrong.
He thinks, Brock needs to get his heat back after losing to Seth a bunch of times and to get his Cain Velasquez heat back. So,
well, he got that.
Churro, he agrees with the decision. What can I say? He's kind of the standard fan that Vince McMahon's appealing to. So,
well, either way, we will trudge along through this card, and we will stop if something notable happens.
The winner of this match and the tag team that is the
best in the world,
the OC.
I didn't see that coming.
That's, as you pointed out, the first loss of the War Viking Raider Experience machine since they've come up to the main roster.
Yeah, they've protected them at all costs. You had to assume that they would win this because they've pushed them so hard. And they didn't. I'm shocked. Kudos to the OC.
And as you said, this was a good SmackDown match.
It was. It was a great SmackDown-style match.
Yes, it was perfect for the style of the SmackDown.
I mean, it was long. There was a lot of people in it. It's really hard to grade something like this, but yeah.
And boy, Zack Ryder,
Kurt Hawkins, boy, I'm glad they made the trip.
Aren't you glad you hopped on that plane for that minute and a half in the ring?
Yep. I'll give this 2.5.
2.5?
I mean, I don't.
I'm giving it 2. What do you give?
It was good. It was good.
But the previous match, Brock Cain, what do you give that?
1.5. There was nothing there.
I hate to agree. There's not much other than the two gentlemen.
It was a squash. It was a squash and a waste of a match. The tag team match was good. It just went way too long.
I'm
giving
it
too many
2,
people.
And I'm agreeing with you.
I thought it was a better match than that, but it was too long.
It's a match that could have been more if it had been given the right kind of booking.
Yeah, and there was a surprise ending. I don't know. There was no booking here.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders losing was the big story of this match. The OC getting a push?
About time.
We'll see. And shocker of the night, I did not see this coming. The winner of this match, Mansoor. Yep, wow. Mansoor defeated Cesaro. Very serviceable match. I'm going to give it 3 stars. The thing that at first I was objecting to, but at least they kind of got it right at the end. After the match was over, he was cutting a promo. And it was in English. And I'm like, wow, there's really good English comprehension in this mostly Arabic-speaking crowd. And then he changed to Arabic, and the crowd really got me. So, to me, I think they're well on their way to building a Saudi star to Mansoor. Congratulations, sir. And the other thing I couldn't help but notice is that man looks a lot like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's hard to unsee.
Yeah, like even the way his eyes get all wild, he sells the same way. Like,
yeah, that is hard to unsee.
Yeah, after I pointed that out, he wasn't gonna. No. So what do you make of it, T?
3.5 stars for Cesaro, probably about 3 for Mansoor. So, 3's probably fair.
Yeah, it was a really good match, and now we know what Mansoor's finishes.
Moonsault.
So, hey, we trudge forward right along. We both eagerly anticipate the main event, right, where that belt comes home right here to this shoulder. I really don't want to. Oh, no.
Let's just get it over with.
And the winner of this match.
Nobody.
Tyson Fury's bank account. He's. I wonder how much they had to pay for the "It's Your Thing, Do What You Want to Do" like that music. How much did that cost him? I wonder.
Oh man.
And then he came out dressed like
a Sultan Prince
or something. He was in the traditional Saudi garb.
There was nothing redeeming about this match. It was, you knew it wasn't gonna be good, but that was bad.
I'm gonna give it about 1 star.
I'm gonna give it 1 wrestle shit. It was awful. It was awful.
Ouch.
There was nothing about that I enjoyed. Nothing. Sorry.
There was
No. No redeeming qualities.
Hats off to you for doing the favor for Tyson. He's an undefeated boxer. You knew he wasn't going to take the L.
Nah.
So you got out of there with the least amount of damage you could, and you got a little bit of your heat back by slamming him, but he jumped right
up and didn't sell it.
So for all the good it did.
Braun looks over his shoulder as he's leaving, goes, he's already up and gloating.
Yeah.
Pissed.
So sorry, Braun, you were just in a position where you didn't have enough leverage to get yourself out of that situation. So Tyson, it was an attraction.
No, it wasn't.
And the winner of this match between AJ Styles and you just want to hand that belt over to me now, Humberto Carrillo, the winner of the 20-man battle royal, called it.
Apparently it was on the pre-show.
Much like my expert ability of calling football, my ability to call wrestling is, it's almost Nostradamus-like. I do promise to use my powers for good, not evil. All that being said, as I'm prone to say, really good match.
Who'd have thought an AJ Styles match would be good?
I know. I mean, who'd he ever beat, right?
Yeah.
So what do you give this one, champ?
I'm going to be a little more reserved on this. 3.
I'm going to disagree with you for once. I'm going to be more generous than you are to an AJ Styles match. AJ really was the veteran of this match, while Humberto really did the flashy, flary stuff, and that's a good combination for AJ. A young kid who can do all the jumps and flips and oohs and ahs, and he can bring it back into a wrestling match.
I'm just not sold on Humberto yet.
Well,
so that probably lessened it.
Give him time. A guy like Humberto could really learn a lot from AJ. So have them work a program. Beyond that, I'm giving it 3.5. I was very satisfied with that match. It was
fair.
Considering they put it in the dead spot after a circus sideshow match, give AJ credit for pulling him back. So
true.
We got the women's match, if that's even still a thing, or if that
guess we'll find out.
Got canceled, and who would have ever thunk it?
Yeah,
that's only happened every other time. And we're getting to the main event, and maybe only 1 or 2 other matches.
I think that's about it, but yeah, we'll see.
So are you ready to, just Hand that belt over here, T. I mean, you're just relying on Vince listening to the fans, the audience, you know, the zeitgeist of his crowd. You know, that's all you're relying on. So, you're in good hands. And the winner of this match, the Women's Revolution in WWE.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Natalya and Lacey Evans put on a serviceable match. The match is hard to rate. What was fascinating was the very conservative Saudi audience
Reacting very, very positively.
They dug it. They were totally down with it. Like the chat, there was even chance of this is awesome.
Yeah.
There was only a couple of folks in the crowd, you know, like...
Yeah.
Now, I kind of thought it was funny. We were kind of talking amongst ourselves that there's folks in Saudi Arabia while this show's going on that they're seeing this match and thinking, what's this country coming to? You know, like, everybody around the world has their own what's this country coming to. And that match was theirs in Saudi Arabia. We just thought that was kind of...
They came out and they did not do gimmicks. They did very basic stuff.
Yeah, very basic arm locks, headlocks, very basic psychology. But you got to realize this is a crowd that's not used to seeing women's combat in any shape or form. So they were, in essence, introducing the whole audience to it. And the women in the audience went bonkers, bananas. And I don't know who it was exactly, but there was a woman dressed in black that was at ringside that Natalya and Lacey both, you know, they both gave her hugs and, you know, showed a lot of appreciation to her. And Tony even said the way out, I'm guessing she's probably the real hero of all this. She's the reason this all happened.
I'd give it 2.25.
I'm going to give it 3 stars just because history was made. You kind of got to acknowledge that. I don't know where it goes from here, but it looks like slowly there's just going to be kind of a creeping of more and more of the gimmicks in the women's side. I was kind of shocked that they were allowed to show hair. That's usually a pretty big taboo to certain segments of that culture. This was a much bigger leap forward than I was expecting. I really expected this match to get canceled.
Yeah.
So... Natalya, Lacey, hats off to you girls.
Indeed.
This is going to be a match we're all going to be talking about 20 years from now, and you did it. And big surprise for me, big surprise for us all. The winner of this match, Team Hogan. I know Ric Flair, even in a, multiple man tag team match in which he's just representing people, can't even get the W over Hogan.
Not a chance.
So... Can't imagine why he was at all bitter about that whole Hulkamania.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. So,
but the big story here, obviously, on Team Hogan is, of course, Rusev. So now his life no longer sucks.
Yeah, everything's vindicated.
He's
it's
so
like his
happy.
Wife never cheated on him.
No cheating matters.
I mean,
not.
he's so happy. It's almost like, it's like,
Yay! Cheating wife vindicated. We beat Team Flair. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so Rusev's angle is...
So all of Team Hogan celebrates outside the ring while Roman Reigns by himself in the ring. Because that made sense.
Because he's Roman.
I don't know.
Randy did the favor.
Yeah. Even let Roman kick out of the RKO.
That was shocking. All in all, actually a pretty good match.
It was. It was a long one, but it wasn't Survivor Series. It was the first pinfall, so that helped.
What do you give it, champ?
3.
3? I'm going to give it 3.5. I mean, maybe it's just, heaven forbid, a nostalgia-induced rating of something like, 3.5 is what I'm going to give it. Maybe
nobody got color, so you can't go 5.
I know, Rick didn't get color.
If Rick got color, it would have been 7.5 stars.
Oh, man. Granted, Rick's had enough health problems. I don't want any reason to send him to the hospital, okay? We love you, Rick. We don't want anything to happen to you. You don't need to have another match. Don't do it. You're in your 70s.
Same thing goes for you, Hulk.
Well. Let's not get at Hulk does have one more Universal Championship run in him.
Unless it's against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, see, so let's not get crazy here. I mean, obviously the Hulkster's got one more reign in him. He's got one more run in him. I mean, come on. Not that I'm, an old Hulkamaniac from the 80s or nothing like that. So,
all right.
So
let's get this over with.
That belt's coming home, T. So, the main event between Fiend and Seth Rollins just happened. And Vince McMahon, just when I thought you couldn't do anything more stupid, more backwards and asinine, you do something like this. And completely redeem yourself. Oh my God, the Fiend is Universal Champion. Universal Champion Fiend. Oh my God, did you see it, Tony? You were there. It was amazing. It was incredible. Oh my God, the Fiend, Universal Champion, Champion of the Universe is the Fiend. Did you know this, Tony? Were you aware of this? Did you see it? Have you heard of it?
I'm still trying to process this information.
It's the happiest time I've ever not won the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. Congratulations to you. You broke your no-win record in the Desert House shows.
We tied.
You still retained. First time you've ever retained in a Desert House show. So
yeah. And I did it by picking the Fiend. Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thought that they'd pull the trigger on the most unique, interesting, and new thing in the company?
Why didn't they just do it last month?
Would have been... Tony, let's not
right.
Look a gift horse in the mouth here, okay? It just took a month of revolt to finally get the result we wanted, but we got there. And the visuals were perfect. Seth sitting there and the Fiend rising up above, behind him, catching the mandible claw, catching the finisher. 1, 2, 3. We were both shocked. Like what?
The torch from Kane has officially been passed.
Yep, and maybe you'll get to hold the belt longer today. Yeah, let's not spoil this.
Well, we haven't watched SmackDown yet. So.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what happened there. Bray Wyatt, you join a very exclusive club of only 4 other people. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section. Who have held both the Universal and WWE Championship. Goldberg, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. So...
that is a pretty select club.
Yeah, so congratulations to you, sir. The Fiend is back. I mean, we thought it was dead. And much like a horror movie villain that you thought was buried, the hand comes up from out of the ground, so...
Jason's been resurrected. Freddy got pulled out of the dream, blown up, and still appeared in another dream. Michael Myers survived the explosion. It's beautiful.
The Fiend has captured the Universal
And the Fiend is your champion.
And, the reason why they probably didn't pull the trigger on him last month is because the old way of thinking of, well, where do you go from here after you put the belt? Who cares where you go?
Nobody
Follow the roller coaster for as much money as you can take it. That's where you go with it.
Go with what's hot. There's nothing hotter than the Fiend.
No, WWE there isn't.
But where do they go from here, I guess the question would be, you have both the World and Universal title representing SmackDown now. And this does set up Bray Wyatt the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, and I called it. Thank you.
But God, after they've put the Fiend over like this, how does Brock beat him?
He won't.
Oh man, that would... Could you imagine?
I am, and it's going to be glorious.
Oh man, this is gonna... with Fiend at the helm, I am compelled again.
Actually, heading into Survivor Series, we have a lot of compelling matches. That, AJ Nakamura, Revival, Viking Raider, Warrior Experience.
AJ Nakamura. I'm looking forward to that one.
Bailey, Saj.
This match here.
Bailey and Becky.
This match here, Fiend versus Rollins.
Yes.
What do you give it, sir?
It's hard to grade a match with red lighting, but I almost want to say the Hell in a Cell match was going better up until the worst part, but this one it found its rhythm right towards the end. A few of the spots were a little slow.
Just think if they would have popped the end of this match off and put it onto the end of the Hell in a Cell
then you've got
match, would have been the perfect match that year.
Yeah.
But
no,
who are we other than just wrestling critics?
Just a sheer match. Forget the emotion. 2 3/4.
Wow.
That's it was an Anywhere Falls match with red lighting.
Yes, but considering
Take the emotion out of it,
and you have to put at least an eighth a star for every curb stomp.
There you go. That's why you almost have to drop it down, because you have a guy getting his finisher completely destroyed. So match psychology wise, you can't grade it very, very high. Emotional, it was huge.
Oh,
it was a great match.
I'm averaging between the two, between match quality and emotion. You're really not going to agree with my grade here, and you're going to say it's way too generous. Okay. But I am considering emotion, because you can't discount that. I'm giving it 4.
That's high.
4 stars. The Fiend, you have risen, and we have all let you in. So... you can say I'm being a little generous. I don't care. Great match. The Fiend is the champion of all the universe. So, all is as it should be. How can I not give that a high star rating?
I get it. But match-wise, it could have been different. It's a hard one to grade. A lot of these matches were hard to grade tonight.
This will be one of our bigger disagreements over the year, but probably not for bad reasons.
No.
Our bad disagreements seem to be a certain other company, but we'll get into that later. So, that being said, this has been Crown Jewel with the finish we all wanted.
Last month.
The Fiend Universal Champion. You got me there. But, folks, we are compelled, and we will be tuning in to see the latest happenings of The Fiend. And join us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for all your latest Fiend and other related updates. Right here, RWP, like, share, subscribe. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself. Your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, signing off happily and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the reigning, defending, continuous Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion.
Just barely. Your Le Champion, Tony G.